Hi, welcome to Jackie Burns Creations. Today it is just our imaginations with our host Kathy Jo and Brenda from Rustic and Lace and Loli's DIYs. And we always pick a theme of what we're going to do, and this is what we have to use. So now on to the projects. I had these tins that I got in a estate sale, and they probably maybe held cigarettes or something, but it looks like somebody scrubbed them all up and took any of the advertising off, which is too bad because the old tins are really pretty cool. But they came in a lot, and so I thought, well, I need to do something with them instead of them just sitting around. So I decided to use them in this challenge. I took a little bit of white and put a little bit of nutmeg. I think it was apple barrel. And I'm going to cover their tops. Acrylic usually sticks to anything good. I think it took about 3 coats to get it to look right where you didn't see some of the metal coming through. Give it a little blow dry there. Because I can't sit around and just wait for them to dry on their own. Now I'm putting a little bit of Aleene's decoupage medium on there to help seal it in. And that way too, I am assured that the transfers that I'm going to put on will stick. I'm using the IOD transfers. And you can see I'm just kind of taking a peruse through to see what I like. I have other books too, but I don't know, for some reason I want to use this one. Nope, the clock won't fit. Ah, here's some nice flowers. Chickens. No, I have to use those for something else. That's what's really cool about the IOD transfers is you can cut out what you want. And you don't have to use them all in one space. You can use bits and pieces. And they're expensive. I'll say that. They are expensive, but there's a lot of transfers in these books. So I found a nice flower that I liked. And I'm going to give it a little bit of cut here and there to adjust how I'm going to put it on the box. Before I take it off, I'm going to just look at it and see if it was going to fit. Now be careful when you put them down, because when you put them down, they'll stick. And part of it may come off and part of it doesn't. So make sure you've really got it in place. Now here's the second one I did. It's a patisserie, which is French for a bakery, and mostly not usually bris, but mostly sweets. So showing you how I rub it, and then you lift it off like one edge at a time, and then just carefully move it along, and it does what they call the wave to get it off. And they're so easy and handy. They're just as easy, if not easier, than decoupaging. But I still do love my decoupage. And if you find a little spot that didn't lay down, just lay your carrier piece back down and rub it, and it will go on exactly where it's supposed to. That's why it's got just a little bit of tack to the back. Oh, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to seal the paint too, so some of the little tacky back doesn't take it up. Okay, looking good. Well, one of my challenge items is twine. So I've got twine here, and I decided, I'll put some on the boxes. So what I did was decide to go along the edge of the longer box. A little dab will do you of glue, and then maybe a couple more places to make sure it's secure. I always like to make sure that first row's down good. And wrapped it up. Got to the end there. Now I decided to do the bottom of the deeper box, taller box. Okay, just kind of flip it back around and around and around. We come to the end, put a little glue down, and that's it. I couldn't get the lighter thing to work, but if you see I've got two hands, you're thinking, where's the lighter coming from? My son's holding it, and I'm just making the box go back and forth to get the fuzzies off. I think he thought this was fun. But he's not a kid. He's 36 years old. So don't say, oh, she's letting her child play with fire. Giving everything a little dark wax. Since this was acrylic paint, I didn't have to seal it again, and it's already sealed. And when you're doing dark wax, you never put it on chalk paint or the clay paint right away because it'll look just really muddy. Even giving the twine a little brush and wiping it down. Because if you give it to those two, they're very porous, and the wax will just sink right in and look like kind of a muddy mess. Ask me how I know that. I did it on a chest. It was my first time really using the DIY paint and the wax. But it still kind of looks cool. And there they are, all done. Oh yeah, I remember. I wanted to put some little pastries on the one box with the patisserie, so I have these little tiny miniature macarons, and I put the macarons on the patisserie box. Isn't that cute? There they are, all done. getting off any of those glue strings. I was telling the story in my last video about how my new Roy B glue gun quit working. Project number 2. Well, this is the dowel part. I'm cutting these dowels down. I want them different heights. So I had to cut 2 of them. Now I'm giving a good paint with some of the DIY paint. And this one has a sealer in it. It's not, it's the chalk paint, but it's, clay paint. Keep calling it chalk paint, but it's the clay paint, but it's got a sealer in it. So it's good for the dark wax right away. Now, when you're using a transfer, put the transfer down before you ever do the wax, or it won't go down. These transfers are really handy, but if you've got any kind of oil, grease on your project, it won't work. So the suggestion is to seal all your things before you put the transfers down. And a decoupage medium works really great. Or you could use a spray varnish, but that you have to take outside and do. And I know so many of you are stuck in these terrible storms and this snow and ice and cold. And I hate to tell you that it was 55 here today and sunny. That's what happens when you live in the desert. Still a little cool though. Got down to 32 the other night. And when the wind blows, oof, that can be so cold. Okay, so now here comes the caulk part. I've got some stencils and I am smearing some of the caulk that I got at Dollar Tree over the stencil. You can do this with the molding material, but the caulk's very cheap. It's only $1.25. Just make sure your stencil doesn't move. I'm using a palette knife to do it. Give it a nice scrape and lift it up, and look how cute it looks. Here's some more. Looking to see what will fit. And when you lift it up, just lift it up very carefully. Once you get a good slab of caulk on there, it kind of sucks it down so it stays down. And if you're really worried about the stencil moving, you could always use a repositionable spray adhesive on there. So I'm giving them a good dry with the hair dryer. And now I'm using Aviary by DIY. I just love this color. So you just go over it at the top very lightly, but you gotta make sure it's really dry. And I'm painting my dowels. Giving a little paint along the edges. And now it doesn't show up too much now. You can see it a bit, but wait until after I wax it. And I did the bases. Giving them all a good sand to distress a little bit. And it helps smooth out the paint, just so you don't see any paint brush lines. Oh yeah, I'm giving them a good coating of the decoupage medium.
You're fixing this situation. It's looking pretty good.
Here we go with the black wax.
About that, but
Do you see how that's popping out the detail?
because that would be helpful.
White wax or black wax just can pop out detail so nicely. So can gold and copper rub-ons. Just lovely. And now I'm giving it a good tap to get it in the hole. Put a little cloth over the top so it won't scratch it. And there they all are done with the bird side. Project number 3. I had this type of breadboard, and I don't even remember where I got it. It's a pretty cool shape. I'm taking a little bit of the tan and putting some white in. Like I said, I think this is folk art. And this is in the caulk because I want to color the caulk. Just trying to position, see where I want to position my stencil. And I had painted the breadboard and the edges beforehand. You didn't need to see me paint those. Again with my palette knife. Oh, I left this in because I'm so stupid. I thought, wow, this feels really weird. Why is this feeling so weird? I lifted up, nothing. And then I realized, oh, it still was in the plastic bag. Ah, duh. What a ding dong, huh? Okay, now I got it out. All right, there I am squeezing the caulk into the little bit of paint. Mix it up really good, and like I say, you can color your caulk any color. You just don't put too much paint in because you don't want it too loose. You still want it somewhat thick. Like I say, it's much cheaper than modeling paste. Okay, here we go again. Give it a second try. Oh my God. I don't know why, but it looks really a light color on the camera, but it wasn't that light. See, you can hardly see it when I lift it up. Like I said, it wasn't that light when I was doing it. Maybe it's just the lights kind of washing it out. But it's Paris and like a letter stamp, and pretty cool. Okay, here we go with the dark wax. Now you'll be able to see it. I didn't have time, but you can always decorate the backside. You could make it for a holiday like Easter or something. Okay, now you can see it popping out. Now, if you wanted to do like a breadboard, you could decorate one side and leave the other side for food. Don't paint it or anything. But I wouldn't suggest soaking these in water, but no breadboard should be soaked in water, just wiped down with the water and a little bit of soap. Okay, that looks much better that it popped out. You can really see it. And I decided it needed a shabby chic bow. So some drop cloth and some heart ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree, and some checkered ribbon. I think I got that at Dollar Tree also. Just giving the ends just a little clip. Okay, now I'm using the glue pot to dip it in to glue it on the board. And up where I put it, maybe it was a little high, but you can still see the hole, so if you wanted to hang it up, you could. This would be so cute in a country kitchen or French provincial kitchen or shabby chic or cottage core. More haircuts. See how fun that is? And here is everything all done. Now you can see the other side. And the birds. I thank you all for coming, and make sure you have a blessed week. Go hit that subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. Okay, bye.